I say this all the time. That's bullshit. Especially if anyone's out there, say you're in a job or a career maybe you don't like.
I'm in control.
Come on, 3 more.
Hey, welcome to Lvl Up with Me podcast, the #1 self-improvement podcast in the world. This is where you learn how to get your body, bag, and brand to the next level. And I got a special guest with me.
What are we talking about today? What are you going to get me in trouble with?
MJ3000.
Yes,
a
yes.
beast. I got Thanos sitting right next to me. You feel me?
Thanos. Yeah. Hey, Halloween is coming soon. Be on the lookout.
Hey, man.
Yeah.
Yo, I tapped in with him a couple years ago, and since then, I just been able to see his growth. Man, I think you just reached 1 million followers recently. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been pretty extraordinary. Yeah, it's been 2 years. It's been 2 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It's been enjoyable because I've learned a lot from you. You can learn a lot from this young lady. Stay tapped in.
Stay tapped in and wrapped in. You feel me?
Yes. So 1 million. Yeah, 1 million. It's been great. And I recently talked about that on video. I love it. It's important. Obviously, you know, how valuable social media is. But honestly speaking, it's never been about the numbers, the vanity. It's been always about the people. I know that people don't want to say that. People want me to be on my Snoop Dogg. Yeah. It's all about me. I did this. Yeah, I put a lot of hard work into it, but the content is for the people, and I'm not here without them. So I'm very humble and grateful to reach that milestone. And we're just going to keep rolling, man. You know?
Yeah, that's dope.
Let's go.
Hey, that man just said he valued that impact first. You feel me?
Impact, there it is.
He said he valued that impact first. But I want to hear a little bit more about you because even though I've been tapping in with you for 2 years, we've had some really extensive conversations on the business side, but not too much on the personal side and what makes you you and how you've been able to stay this consistent, post this many times. This man got 2,000 posts on his page. You feel me? Like, how have you been able to grow this type of mindset? And was there something that happened during your childhood, your life, that made you transition to be this way?
Yeah. Honestly speaking, just a lot of work ethic and consistency. I'm very structured and very disciplined. But childhood, obviously, you know, a rough upbringing, coming from a single parent household. I had to grow up really, really fast. My mother, shout out to Mom. She had me very young at 17, so me and my brother, so I had to grow up really fast like a lot of us in our community. So that work ethic was instilled in me relatively early. For instance, I got my first job at like 14.
Oh, wow.
Working in a grocery store, Winn-Dixie, if anybody in the South, stocking shelves and working in the back. Those first jobs and first opportunities really, you know, helped me build that work ethic and structure. And I had my daughter very early at like 19, 20. Okay. So that made me grow up fast. You know what I'm saying? And our journey together, me and my daughter, was pretty interesting because there was a certain point in time where I became a single parent. Wow. Yeah, she was 6 and I became a single parent. And that, I realized that was probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And anybody who's a parent, you understand that. Being a parent is the hardest thing you'll ever encounter in your life because you're so responsible for so many other people, especially your child, and being able to be selfless, putting myself on a back burner. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't recommend that to any young adult. Yeah. Please, I say these things so you do not follow in my footsteps. At that young of age, you should be enjoying life, building something. You know what I'm saying? Working and traveling and enjoying life. But that wasn't my journey. My journey led me here. And honestly speaking, being able to, at such a young age, be so mature and have that level of work ethic, because I went to go drive trucks, it instilled into me what I have now. You know what I mean? Just the consistency, structure. You get up every day, get up early. My first real job after having my daughter was truck driving.
Okay.
You know, I went to trucking school because I remember I went to my mother and my stepfather at the time, and he drove trucks. All of the men in my family drove trucks, and they all did well. They always had money. So
I'm not gonna lie, every truck driver I know bald with a beard.
Bald. So I fit the structure.
Yeah,
I'm the blueprint. Y'all know who I'm talking about. We bald with a beard. So at such a young age, to be keeping a bug with you, I was around grown men. You know what I'm saying? I got my license at 21. At 21, I was around grown men at like 40, 50.
Right.
And I'm watching them move, and I'm watching how they talk and how they move and conduct themselves. So that also made me grow up and mature faster, because who you are around, you imitate it. So that obviously aided me into where I'm in now, where I feel like I'm doing life in reverse,
Right.
where I feel like I'm 20, where I'm enjoying life now, traveling now that my daughter's older, and I have a granddaughter, or grandchildren, my apologies. That really motivates me. My granddaughters, they really, first of all, they young and they fast. They fast, and trying to run away from them and keep up with them. That's obviously pushed my fitness level, because I got to keep up with these little rugrats.
Right.
They run circles around me. But fast forwarding, just trucking, living a life, being through a lot of heartache, went through a divorce, went through a lot of traumatic moments in my life, which has kept me grounded and also kept me humble. But at the same time, it's lit a fire under me. Right. Because when I came to the fitness industry, I'm still relatively new here. Right. Yeah, I may have 1 million followers, but I really only been taking this serious probably about 2.5, 3 years. Wow. And I'm really glad at how people receive me. But in the beginning, it was very hard when it came to social media, because I didn't know what to do. I always tell this story. I think I might have told you this. I started out on social media thirst trapping. I was a thirst trapping fool.
You was thirst trapping?
I was thirst trapping like a fool out here.
Oh, Lord.
Because I didn't know what to do.
Nah, because I scrolled down to the bottom of your page.
Oh, no. You went down to the bottom?
I went down to 2012.
Oh, Lord have mercy. I got to go back and delete that. By the time y'all see this, that'll be gone. Now, I'm going to keep it up. Watch the journey. But I quickly found out, because obviously you're in business and you really, really tapped in, I found out relatively quickly that I was getting the wrong amount of attention. Because I was getting attention from the ladies. Nothing wrong with the ladies. It stroked my ego very well, right. But my pockets were very light.
And I've always kind of been curious about that, because we're going to circle back. There's a lot of questions I have to ask you.
I got you.
Story. But I've always kind of been curious, because you're in the fitness niche, but you sell sex enhancement products.
Yes.
But did it start because your first niche, you were doing thirst trapping?
Yes. Okay, so that's funny. That's very interesting. So when I realized I was getting the wrong amount of attention and I wasn't making any sales or revenue, I was like, okay. A partner of mine hit me up. He's like, MJ, you have a great physique. He's like, but I can't like nothing on your page. You got all this sexy shit on here. Am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah, you're allowed to cuss.
I got all this sexy shit. I can't like nothing on it. I was like, I know, bro. I'm changing things. So honestly speaking, when it comes to social media, I feel like my biggest achievement was able to turn my followers from 90% women to 90% men.
That's hard.
It was, I don't know how I did it. One of the things I did, I started doing things that I like. Yeah. That sexy guy, if you scroll down to the bottom, that wasn't me. That was all fake, front and a facade. I'm not like that. I'm not that sexy guy. I'm not sexy. I'm not sexy. I'm awkward. And I like to have fun. But I stuck to who I am. More hardcore music, doing the workouts that I like and that I enjoy. And this is really me. And it feels so good and comfortable to just be me. I don't have to be phony or fake or be putting on the front for other people for clicks and likes. So what you see is, you like it, you don't like it, cool. I'm okay with that. Exactly. And I'm gonna keep it moving. But that I feel like is my biggest achievement. But it was interesting though. But social media has been a joy, but it's also a very odd, toxic, weird, cringy place.
I get it.
The lack of critical thinking skills that individuals suffer from is pretty alarming.
It is.
But it's been a journey. It's led me here, but I enjoy it and I have fun with it. But yeah, that's a quick little background, I guess you could say.
No, I appreciate that. And congratulations on that transformation, on being able to change your entire following from women that's just thirsty to men that's trying to get to that next level. You feel me? So
I enjoy it. That is the biggest thing. I'm sorry for cutting you off. When I get emails or DMs from men telling me, bro, your workouts, your content has really motivated me, inspired me, that warms my heart like none before. Cause it's like, really? Me? I did that? I was like, bro, like I had one guy and he hit me up, bro. He was like, bro, MJ, man. He was like, I was really in a depression because I don't understand what that feels like. I've been in a depression before, suffered from anxiety as well. He's like, bro, you have motivated me from even considering deleting myself. And I was just like, that's when I kind of had to take a step back.
That's big.
And I was like, yo, this is real. This is, I guess, what they would call influence. You know what I'm saying? But in a more positive way, because I'm all about positivity. And the interesting thing about that moment when he told me that, I thought about, you know, friends that I have lost to that. And specifically in the Black community, we're deleting ourselves, specifically Black men, at a very astronomical rate. And that's alarming and that's scary for me. You know what I mean? Because you're so young and you're so full of life, for you to even consider doing something like that really breaks my heart. So that I saved that email. Obviously I won't, it's private, but I saved that email. And anytime that I am questioning myself or questioning what I'm doing or just in a rut, I read that email and it gives me life. Keep going. You know what I'm saying? To be able to touch people and offer something valuable for them to be the best version of themselves, it's better than money. Because money and materialistic things mean nothing. But touching people in relationships, as I've gotten in my big age, as my daughter would say, in my big age, two things I value more than anything: relationships and / people, and time. Time is everything right now to me because it feels like it's going so fast. You know what I'm saying? A week feels like it's an hour. Like that's why I'm up so early. I'm usually up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I usually go to bed early because by 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, the day is over for me. So I have to cram a lot of stuff in a short period of time. And so I find that my time is extremely valuable. And I guess that just comes with age and maturity. You know?
Yeah, and something you just said really resonated with me because when I was in high school, every single year in high school, we had a death. Every single year, somebody deleted themselves.
Damn.
Yeah, and so it's...
Hold on, what class did you graduate?
In 2018. Damn. In high school, right?
You made me feel just old right now.
You said what?
You made me feel so old right now. You know when I graduated?
When?
Class of 2000.
That's the year I was born, dude.
Oh, my God. Are you serious?
That's the year I was born. Yeah, 2000 babies, you know what I'm saying?
2000. I got you.
Yeah. And
damn.
so, like, that had a really big influence.
Every year?
Every single year. And I remember there was this one kid, and he was always super quiet. And we had orchestra together. I've been playing violin since I've been in 3rd grade.
You play the violin?
Yeah, I'm still fine at it. You know, I keep it on a low ski and I practice it.
Hey, I gotta hear this.
But, you know what I'm saying? But you take it out when you need to.
There you go. Fun fact.
But yeah, he was super quiet, but he would only talk to me every once in a while.
Yeah.
Right? And then one day, like, he came to school talking, like, a lot. Like, he was so expressive and he was telling everybody. And at the time, of course, we all young. We don't understand that this is actually a cry for help. He's asking us to, like, help him and like through his problems or whatever. And like maybe like a week later, he didn't come back to school anymore after that. And like knowing someone that actually gone through a depression, was on antidepressants because that's what ended up happening. That really influenced the person I am today because I ended up going to school to major in psychology and marketing. I started off in biology because I really wanted to be a psychiatrist. To help people with more holistic healing.
Right.
And why I even have my brand
instead of medication.
To help people work through the problems that they currently have. The reason why I have this podcast is so we can influence more people to work through the troubles that they're having and maybe find peace in the gym. Yeah. Maybe find a new family, like new friends. Yeah, just impact as many people as possible. So that's super big. And
that's super big. I wish more people understood it's not about all of this fluff. It's about people. I'm telling you, man, that gives me so much joy when someone's using my products. As you said, male enhancement, King Kong. When I have a customer that reach out or I leave a review, it's like, bro, you saved my marriage. Wow. And I'm like, I'm telling you, these moments, man, it blows me away. Like to be able to help others. I really didn't understand the value in that. You know what I'm saying? Even like giving back, like, you know, because it feels a little different. Like, say, for instance, I always drop stuff off at Goodwill or Salvation Army or just give away clothes. Right. It feels cool. It's cool, you know, but it's almost like an afterthought because I even get a tax write-off.
Exactly.
But when you get something so personal, a comment or a message, it's like, bro, this really helped me be better. Because I'm always going to lean towards, if you want to be the best version of yourself, I'm always going to lean towards, obviously, I'm in fitness, to the physicality.
Right.
Because there's so much value in it when it comes to your confidence. Obviously being healthy, but confidence, specifically for men, is extremely important because everything is connected to our confidence and the way we move. So if I can help you be more confident in your physical and be more confident in the bedroom, look, I'm about to start raising the prices on my products.
No, that's big.
You know what I'm saying?
I just saw a post about like why sales should be the first skill you ever learn because it helps your confidence, right?
Yeah.
When you're able to better articulate yourself, communicate. When I learned how to do sales, I spent $30,000 when I was 19 and on a salesman tour. My mom, everybody in my family thought I was crazy.
Yeah.
But I saw the light because I was like, yo, I understand that sales is going to change my entire life. All you need to do is know how to market and sell something. You'll be fine. You'll be able to make some money.
Right.
But I didn't realize once I started learning it is that learning how to sell is actually just learning yourself. Right. And the more you know yourself and others, the more that you're able to make more money because you're just able to communicate problems and solutions better.
Right.
And when y'all realize is that, okay, the only key is like, okay, become more confident in yourself.
Right.
And then you'll be able to live the life you desire.
Yeah.
Then I realized that I just need to keep fueling that within myself and others.
And I imagine learning sales or being into sales, it prepared you for no's and closed doors. Because I know that in sales, the first hurdle is being able to accept a no.
Exactly.
No. And that was probably something I struggled with when I got into online business or just sales, period. Being able to like, yo, people ain't buying my stuff. And I feel some type of way about that. You know what I'm saying? Like that emotional roller coaster, like you said, in sales and revenue, that's probably the hardest thing. And I still struggle with at times. That's why I really started leaning heavily on my spirituality because I'm not going to hold you. This is a transparent moment. Money kind of started to consume me in a negative way where I would be in like my Shopify store. Oh, yo, we're taking a dip here. What's going on here? And it wouldn't even be something so major, but it's this emotional roller coaster that you have to manage, as being an entrepreneur, because there are going to be some bad months. There's going to be some great months, but you have to be able to kind of manage those ebbs and flows, and more importantly, your emotions, because sometimes you can kind of just jump out the window like, yo, what is going on? This, that, the third. And you may just have a bad month. And then you have to also prepare for the economy. Right. In my opinion, I think we're in a recession. Nobody is scared to say it, but we are. Yeah. But being able to navigate through this and stay strong and stay steady and know on the other side of it that there are better times coming. So it's I wish I would have took those classes. I jumped straight out the truck, straight into here, and I'm still making mistakes. But you've helped me a lot. You've put me on a lot of game, and I definitely appreciate it.
No, for sure. I appreciate you putting me on a lot of game, too. Yeah. And there's like some game my mom put me on was that the worst thing anybody could ever say to you is no.
Right.
And I used to be so afraid to talk to people. I wouldn't even order my food at the drive-thru window. And
I would
go home and not eat because my mom said, if you're not going to order it, then you're going to eat cereal. And
really?
Yeah, so I had to eat cereal for years because I was so afraid to talk to other people. I was so
You do this now, and you do it so effortless because I've seen all your interviews, your street interviews.
Yeah.
And you telling me at one point, you were afraid to order your food?
I'm telling you, like, my grandma called me because, like my family have obviously seen the entire evolution of myself.
Yeah.
And my grandma called me. My grandma is very timid. It's like, Alyssa, like, how did you do it? They're trying to send my little cousins out here because they're very timid, and they're trying to make me help them, like, accelerate and become more open with talking to other people.
Right.
And, like, it all really started with that confidence and being able to better communicate myself. I didn't know how to better communicate, and I was just afraid of what someone else might say. Right. And so my mom just always taught me, yo, the worst thing anybody could ever say is no.
Right.
And so be okay with that.
Be okay with that.
Yeah, and I learned a lot of lessons from my first job. My first job was at Target.
Okay,
yeah,
okay, you bougie. You bougie.
Target. This man talking about Winn-Dixie.
I wish Target was my first job. Man, it's real bright in there, man. Walmart, y'all can learn something from them, but go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I learned a lot of communication skills there, too, because I was a cashier. And so I would sit there and talk to customers all day.
Oh, man.
And I had to, or like, I'm bored because I have to just stand there and be quiet, or I can talk to people and learn a little bit about what they have going on. So what are some lessons you learned from your job?
Man, what you just said, I say this all the time. Especially if anyone's out there, say you're in a job or a career maybe you don't like. That opportunity that you're in that you don't like could be preparing you for something else.
Definitely.
Example, trouble speaking, talking with the confidence. You were working a job where you had no choice, where you had to put yourself in positions to absolutely do what you're doing now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of things, like when it comes to editing and things that I do specifically on my page, I used to do those things for other friends years ago. They would send me content. We didn't even call it content back then.
Yeah.
We'd just say a video. Hey, could you like make this into a montage? And I would use like several apps. I didn't know I was doing that would help me what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I enjoyed it. So it's like sometimes you just don't know what God is setting you up for.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And I love that about life. But there were like, I had to go through a lot of hurdles coming up, you know, because I was, you know, in our community, you have the dark skin versus the light skin.
Yeah.
People play on those.
You was in that?
Oh yeah, I was
like
definitely.
You was a brown skin
Man, nah, I was.
Brown skin boys didn't have to be.
Oh, they call me. You remember they used to call you African booty scratcher? You probably never heard that because
of age.
You heard it?
Scratcher,
oh
yeah.
man, they used to call me that. I had a big nose and big. I just grew into these. They're still not there yet. Hopefully, I can grow into them. But they used to tease me. I used to get teased on a lot. I didn't really get any bullying because I hate bullying, but it was hard growing up until Wesley Snipes came on the scene in New Jack City. He changed everything for us. You know what I'm saying?
What city are you from?
I was born in Wilmington, Delaware,
okay.
Which is right next to like Philadelphia. So I got a lot of family on the East Coast. Okay. and this is interesting, and pay attention. This is why I get asked online, where am I from, because of my music choice.
Oh,
because it's all over the place. From LA, music, East Coast to the South. I've lived everywhere, right? So I was on the East Coast majority. Well, not majority, I say a lot of my youth. And then we moved to Texas. I was living in Austin, so I was kind of tapped in over there. And then we moved to Atlanta, probably the mid-90s, you know what I'm saying, early 90s. And then this has kind of been home. I've kind of went back and forth between here to Philadelphia and Delaware. But my music is all over the place. And that's what I love about music, is because it gives you the ability to stay where you're at, and you ever have a nostalgic moment where you hear a song that you used to and it takes you back. Yeah, and it takes you, and it could be a negative or a positive.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Like, say for instance, you're in a relationship and you break up, and maybe y'all listen to like Jagged Edge or something, and you can't listen to that song no more.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So music has a way of taking you to places, and it's really, really been a huge part of my life. But moving around a lot has given me the ability to be diverse and to experience other cultures, you know what I mean? Because the Midwest culture is completely different than the South versus up north or up top. So yeah, I moved around a lot, you know what I'm saying? So when people ask me where I'm from, I usually either say I'm all around, or I just say Atlanta, because I've been here for so long, right? I'm just a transplant, but I love Atlanta. I love the city. I love the people more than anything. Atlanta is probably one of the few places in this country, specifically when it comes to our culture, where you can see Black people doing very, very well. And it can be very motivating and inspiring. A lot of it is fake and phony.
Yeah.
We ain't gonna speak on that, but I'm just joking. But for the most part, you get to see people like you doing very, very well. In certain other parts of the country, a lot of people don't get that opportunity. And it can be very motivating and inspiring. Anytime someone comes to visit that's family, it's like, oh my God, you know, people they're killing it out here.
It's a culture shock.
Yeah, it's like, what? People are doing this?
Yeah.
I can drive this. I can live like this. And I think that is pretty extraordinary, a place. Like, I've been to places like DC is like that. Houston, shout out to Texas, everybody in Houston and Dallas, LA. But those are pockets where, you know, you can see someone like you having big motion.
Right.
So I always, Atlanta will always have a very, very special place in my heart. But yeah.
No, that's dope. And so you're in Atlanta, and I know you mentioned there was a lot of things. So one, growing up with a single mother. I grew up with a single mother as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have a different type of love for the moms, and my mom specifically, but everybody mom.
We love the moms, man.
Yeah, and then you also said you were a single father at one point.
Yes.
And so not only did you have to grow with a single mother, but you then experienced raising a kid on your own.
Yeah.
And so what type of advice would you have for somebody who's currently going through that?
Man, great question, man. Like I said earlier, it's obviously going to be the toughest thing that anyone, the hardest job in the world is raising a child. But advice, man, just honestly speaking, communication. sitting down talking to your child. Obviously, there are levels to it versus you have a girl or a boy.
Right.
We kind of treat them different, as we should. That's just the way I believe. But communication, being able to talk to them and tap into them, because I'm not necessarily envious of raising a kid in this time. Because like I said, my daughter's older, a little older now.
Yeah, right.
But I can't imagine, the technology and the distractions and the devices they have at their disposal. I was telling my barber, I was like, bro, if we grew up in this area, because we was outside.
Right.
If I was outside and I had this phone and social media, I'll be a fool. You know what I'm saying?
Talking about thirst traps.
Right, talking about, man, I'll be outside for real. So I'm not necessarily envious of individuals or parents that have to kind of navigate through this parenting thing with so many distractions. But I think communication, being able to communicate, and obviously the number one thing I would say is put a premium on education, especially young. Everything isn't taught in the book. Start teaching them about finances, credit, things that they're not going to talk to you about in school. You know what I'm saying? Put a premium on education and life skills. Yeah. That is where it is, because, and we said this earlier, the lack of critical thinking skills I see now in young adults and either big adults is alarming. Yeah. But being able to teach them life lessons, critical thinking skills, and just learning how to navigate through this thing called life. So the number one or top two things, education and spirituality. And it doesn't have to be necessarily religion. It can just be some form of spirituality, because there are so many negative demons that are out here that can kind of take hold of your child. And I think, like say, for instance, TikTok, some of the things that they mimic and do, it can make your job as a parent very, very difficult. And as a parent, it's very hard. Think about it. When all of their friends have tablets and they want a tablet, what are you going to do? Keep it away from them? You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to navigate through this. But I think if you have a solid household, what you experience and what I experienced growing up in a single parent household should not be the way. We're built as human beings and individuals to be in and grow up in a two-parent household, because there's so much value a father can give, so much value a mother can give, and it gives that level of balance. But in a single parent household, there's so much imbalance, and you're trying to figure out where to get that other part. Maybe there isn't a man in the household. So now, me and my brother, I'm stealing this from my boy Ron. Shout out to my boy Ron, Big Ron Jones. We grew up in the TNT era. So a lot of my masculinity, it came from movies. Right. Watching Arnold Schwarzenegger, watching Rocky. I was like, oh, that's what a man looks like. That's what I want to be like. Mm-hmm. But that's crazy. Think about that. Yeah. And I'll say this. As a boy, a young man growing up, your father should be your hero. Yeah. And no disrespect, I love LeBron James. I love Michael Jordan. I love Kobe Bryant. But they shouldn't be your hero. Your father should be your hero. The man you see every day that's getting up, going to work, taking care of the family, providing, protecting, taking care of his wife, that's my dad. You know what I'm saying? And that's the way it should be. But unfortunately, that's not the case in a lot of different communities. So I'm always going to stand strong on that, because there's so much value and so much you can learn from having a father in your household. You know what I'm saying? And we just have to do better. I don't know how to change it. And that's why I'm really, really want to pour more into children, specifically young boys, because I feel like I can give them something that I didn't have, because I had to just observe. But unfortunately, if you're observing out here now, you're probably going to be consuming the wrong type of information. Yeah.
It's kind of funny, because I hang around people that are pretty much older than me. They have kids my age. And a lot of times they ask me like, yo, how can I get my kid to be more like you? And I'm like, I have no idea, because I have like an innate feeling to want to work. Like,
where'd you get that from? Was it your mother, or was it?
My mom works, but like she don't do, like, she likes stability. Like most women loves to be stable. That's, I mean, not even just women, but humans in general. Like we are living like to meet homeostasis just biologically. Right. We want to make sure that we're stable, like biologically. We want to make sure we're stable financially. Right. We want our entire environment to be stable. Yeah. And so my mom just wants stability. Yeah. I am okay with being unstable, because I like to go for like, look, like go ahead and live the life I really want.
Right.
And I'm gonna take more risks. So I'm a lot more risk averse than my mom is, and really anyone else in my family.
Good.
But like the grind really just comes from like me wanting more. It's like I didn't see some like I grew up on the east side of Atlanta for real. Okay. But my dad was in the military, but they were separated. So I go to my dad's house every summer, every weekend, and I'll be surrounded by other cultures. Right. Like white people, Asians, they travel, they've been to Japan, background. Everywhere. Right. And then like I get back home and they ain't never left the state of Georgia.
Isn't that interesting?
That's crazy.
There are some people that have not left their 4-block area in this country.
And I'm like, yo, I can't even imagine it because I get on a plane by myself.
Right.
Yeah, I get on a plane by myself, so that just left a bit of independency in myself since I've been young because I had to. You
had to work. You had to go get it.
Exactly.
If you want things, you got to get out here and get it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel? Because I know you tapped in specifically when it comes to the younger generation. What are your thoughts on it? How do you feel like they're moving? Is there enough motion, or would you consider them entitled, lazy? Is the work ethic there? Because you guys have everything. The technology and the things that you have at your disposal is absurd.
Yeah.
Do you think that the younger generation is taking full advantage of it, in your opinion?
Oh, nah. And not taking full advantage of technology, not taking full advantage of credit. Like, and there's some people who are responsible with things, right?
Yeah.
So, like, for instance, I looked at one of my friend's credit report the other day. I'm like, it looks like you've been pretty responsible with your credit, but you're not taking advantage of it because you don't have the knowledge in order to do so. And so even though we're on social media and we have all this technology, what are you consuming on a daily basis, right? I go on detoxes where I won't listen to music, I won't watch TV, I won't do any of these things, and I'm only consuming audiobooks, I'm only consuming podcasts. But the thing is, like you said earlier, you are who you hang around.
Yes.
Right? I hang around people that are older than me, and also they're high level.
Right.
Like, I'm not hanging around people who are just older than me. And
right.
You know, couch potatoes.
Right. Yeah. What's that saying? Who you hang around with can increase your salary or your revenue by like 10 or 15%. I mean, I'm paraphrasing. I know I'm throwing that off, but it's a real thing.
Facts.
A real thing. Like who you hang around. If you around people who don't have no motion or maybe they're not financially stable, you'll find that you kind of adopt them same, characteristics. Exactly. But like I always, and it's crazy you said that because I always wanted to be around people who was doing better than me.
Right, me too.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was literally, before we started this interview, I was talking to your man, Jacoby. And just being around him, I consumed so much knowledge.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And especially, I try to keep a good balance of people around me. And what I mean by that is age. Right. Like, I like the young people around me like yourself because I learned so much about technology where it's like, I gotta have, like, people who do all my email marketing, they're just significantly younger than me. Because I'm like, I don't know how to do this, do it. I don't know how to do it. Remember you set up the mini chats for me.
Exactly.
Like those are things that I find so much value, but also too, I need to be tapped in with people who are doing better than me and people who may be on the same level or we're trying to get it together. Exactly. But you're so right. You cannot go wrong with hanging around the right people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And if you want some BS or if they on some BS, and more than likely you're gonna be on BS.
Exactly. So like I think you should have three groups of friends. You got your mentors.
Okay.
You got your friend-tours. So those are friends that are always influencing you to do better. Yeah. They're like your peers. And then you also have your mentees, the people that you're inspiring to do better.
I like that.
And it's okay to have those type of friends. Some people don't think that's okay when your friends aren't doing as good. It's like I got friends that still work.
Yeah.
I got friends that, especially, in my early 20s. Yeah, they still trying to figure it out, in the mama house and stuff. Like I got friends like that too, but I also have friends that are
and you inspiring them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think it's fair to have a really good diverse
and balance. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And so, bro, one last thing, because I didn't talk too much about your body.
Yeah.
When you were younger, were you skinny boy?
Or
I
was
skinny. You bigger?
I was
skinny with that big old nose?
Yeah, skinny with the big old nose. It was in the big lips. It was horrible. Yeah, I graduated high school at probably 170 pounds.
Okay.
And I consider that to be small. You know what I'm saying? Because I was, I'm 6'1", but I was just really lanky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
You play sports?
And I played sports. I played basketball. Basketball is my first love. Everybody thinks I play football because of my stature now. No, I did play. But basketball was my joint. I love the hoop, man.
You still got that on you though?
I ain't got it.
You ain't got not one shot?
I ain't got one shot. I probably hit all back. I probably won't even hit the backboard. It'll be bad.
Oh my God, it's because of the shoulders.
Yeah, the shoulders, they can be, but I had a 40-inch vertical.
Oh, wow.
I had a 40-inch run. I could jump out the gym. And when I remember I should have played football, because when I was on a basketball court, I was just an athlete.
Okay.
I could just run fast. I can jump. I was just running around, just being disruptive. Okay. And I had fun doing that. But shortly after high school, did you play a sport?
Yeah, I played basketball and I ran track.
Okay, so you'll understand this. I didn't realize until I got into weight training that I was missing something. As any former athlete out there, when you stop, whether it's in D1 or college or professional or just even high school, what you're looking for, what I found in weightlifting was competition. Mm-hmm. But the competition was different. It wasn't a person or individual across from me. It was myself in the mirror. And once I found like, oh my God, I love this because it gives me something to do. You know what I mean? After sports, it was like, man, I don't have nothing to do. I'm kind of just finding my way. Yeah. So the gym gave me something. It gave me what I was missing. And it gave me balance, and it gave me just work ethic, getting up, going to do something each and every day. And so that was just tremendous. And so what made me also to start working out, I wanted to look like a grown man. Me and my boy went to the club. Anyone lives in Atlanta, there used to be a club. I don't know if it's still around because I don't really go out that much. I don't go outside. It was called the Compound. Mm-hmm. Half of the club was inside and the other half was outside. Okay. So me and my boy Dre, shout out to my boy Dre, we used to frequent there a lot. Okay. And there was one common denominator throughout the whole club. All the swole dudes, all the big guys, they had all the girls. Oh, okay. They had all the girls, all of them. And I felt some type of way about that. So I had to ask my boy Dre, I was like, Dre, yo, we need to start working out, dog. It's time for us to start looking like grown men. You know what I'm saying? We still look like we in high school. So that's what actually kind of catapulted or started the fitness journey. Sadly, that sounds so cringy that I did it for girls, but it changed.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, because I hang around a lot of dudes, and a lot of like the initial motivation,
yes,
is because of something related to a girl.
Something related to a woman. Either you went through some traumatic, you know what I'm saying, depression or something, or breakup, or something behind a woman, right? Shout out to the women. I don't know. You know, behind every great war, it's usually probably a woman who started it. They're going to kill me. But no, really, though, it was just the desire wanted to be more attractive. And started working out, and probably within 2 months, I probably gained like 30 pounds. And when I say it worked, I'll just say that. My rate, my P rate, if y'all know what I'm talking about, it went from pretty average to here. Okay. Without even trying. It just went up to here without even trying. The women was just coming. But then after that, it was just like, man, I really enjoy this. I really love this. And so it just kind of took a life of its own. So the purpose changed. It wasn't for women or just to look good. It was just more about my mental health and emotional health and confidence. And it just, like I said, gave me structure and discipline. And I really realized too, when working at different companies and doing different things and just living life experience, there's something to be said. Anyone who's in a position of leadership, I find that they're usually in some kind of shape because it garners some type of respect. You can see it's like, man, I can respect that. That took a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about like a guy that's just as big as me, but I'm just talking about a well-fit man. You know, maybe you're not walking around like you're, 8 months pregnant. You just got a flat stomach and you just look like you're disciplined. And I think that attracts, some OG once told me, attractiveness attracts revenue and money. Right. And at the time, I didn't understand that until I got older and mature, meaning you go for a job interview. You take, let's say you line up, say 5 people that are equally qualified. Mm-hmm. The guy that's usually more fit is going to get the job. Exactly. And I know you guys probably hate to hear that, but that's usually how it happened, especially if it's for a position of leadership or management. Right. And height is always one. That's something that you can't control, but your diet and your body you can control, because height and stature, it gives like you're more likely to listen to the guy that's 6'2", fit, well taken care of, versus say a guy that's say 5'7", maybe 230 pounds. Right. And I hate to say that, but it's just the truth. That's just the way we're wired. I'm gonna listen to him. I take his authority more than him because you respect him. So the attractiveness, like I said, can come in many different forms, just not romantically. It can come in a form of, oh man, I like him. I like the way he stands for. He looks so good and disciplined and structure. I want to be like that. So attractiveness definitely attracts money, if that makes sense.
No, I definitely agree. And I play VR, so I'm in VR a lot. And in VR, there's just like, you have chat rooms.
Right.
And in one of these chat rooms, maybe like last week, it was titled, "Ugly People Make Life Harder."
Ooh.
Right?
Okay.
And
jeez. I heard those chat rooms are hell, man.
They said, ugly people make life harder.
Y'all be talking crazy in there.
But his approach was ugly people, because ugliness starts on the inside. Right? And they make life harder for other people.
Yes.
But also my approach was, if you're ugly, your life is just harder.
So is those with the trolls? That's what the trolls are that we see online, hiding behind those fake pages, talking trash because you're miserable and you're ugly.
Yes, because all you have to do is one thing, focus on, you can, like, there's this one guy, I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
He's an online coach, but he basically said, look, if I had my last $1,000, I would invest it into making myself look better.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I'd go get me a suit.
Right.
And I would invest into making myself look better, skincare routine, stuff like that, haircut, because I'll be able to make the most money with that.
Yes.
That's how I feel.
That makes sense, though. It makes sense instead of saying, because you're investing into yourself, obviously.
You are.
Obviously, like we said, more attraction comes more, money, but also too confidence.
Exactly.
Confidence is everything, man. You know that being in sales, especially coming up. If you can't talk to people, and especially for men, with your chest up, chin up, and looking directly, a firm handshake, and those were the things, especially growing up in a single house home, especially for a young boy. Sometimes those things are missed, not because intentionally. Maybe a mother doesn't put a premium on that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, as a father would, it's like, oh man, sit up when you're talking to me.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Shake my hand firmly. Not so, soft and feminine. Those are the things. Learn how to sit. You know what I'm saying? Those are the things that are so valuable, when it comes to being a man and working on your masculinity, because like a lot of us have to do, we just have to figure it out. Mm-hmm. I was more of an observer. I used to observe my older cousins, my uncles, and other men that were in my life. I wouldn't ask a whole lot of questions. I would just observe them. How do you treat my mother? How do you treat women? How do you go about your business? I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But it shouldn't be that way. Like I said, you should have a direct source, which should be your father, to help you navigate through those things. But unfortunately, some of us have to figure it out on our own. And that's one thing that I want to give more or give back to when it comes to young men, that don't have maybe necessarily a father or a man in their life that can, help them with those things.
Yeah, bro, because I grew up with 4 brothers.
Four brothers.
Yeah, now I just have a younger sister. She's like 8 now.
Wow.
But for the longest, it was just me and a whole bunch of boys.
Right.
Yeah, and I was the only girl, so I was spoiled.
You were spoiled.
Yeah, but I was super tomboy. I'm going outside playing football with them. Everything like
yes.
That. And I actually can see all my identity switches over the years. And I realized that with confidence, it also helps you go lean more into your femininity as well.
Right.
Because it's just a lack of confidence and influence that a lot of times you face. And a lot of people inside of my community in the LGBT. Hey, happy Pride Month if this is released now. And this man, are you a supporter?
Yeah, I support the community. I'm all for everyone being themselves.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Be yourself, man. And I think that's probably the best part about this movement is now these individuals, these lovely people, they can just be themselves without, facing any backlash or anything like that. I think that's probably one of the great things about that movement.
Exactly. And so I've like transitioned so many times, and the more I've learned myself and who I am and become more confident, and even getting in the gym, getting super fit, just allowed for me to become more confident.
Right.
And then lean into that feminine bag. It's like, okay, my booty getting big.
Yeah, right. That balance, right?
Yeah, gotta have that balance.
Yeah, I imagine. Do you find others in your community struggle with that level of balance? That they go too far, too left, too right, or is there not a such thing? You just do what it is that you do.
Yeah, I definitely do what you do. I do think that there should be better balance. I've had a hairline. I've had a hairline. I've cut my hair off. I had waves. I've had every haircut in the world.
Yeah.
I've done everything.
I love
it was one point my family was questioning if I wanted to transition. It's never at one point like crossed my mind to do that. Right. But anybody who does that, all power to you. But I do think there is a balance because at the end of the day, you're a woman.
Right.
If that's what you identify as.
Yeah.
And then
that's fine.
Yeah, if that's what you identify as. But then one thing I always would say to myself.
What's up?
And I'm probably gonna get some hate for this.
It's okay, say it.
Look, I think it's something like it's weird to be an old stud. It's like I've never seen an old stud look like real like good.
No.
You know what I mean?
They always look like Manny Fresh. I mean, did I say that out loud? No, I actually I love studs. They're cool. I've been watching shout out to Big Jaws. You watch Big Jaws YouTube channel. He has a series called The Lesbian Homie. They're on season 3. Oh my God, this is the best show on TV, on YouTube. Like, he's a straight guy, but he likes studs. But it wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
Like the first one that he liked, it kind of happened by accident. She didn't know she had ass.
Yeah.
And she got ass. Like she got a lot of ass. She's like, you carrying all that under them basketball shorts? And then they kind of did their thing. And then she had never been with a guy.
Yeah.
And so she told all her friends. And then all her stud friends wanted to try him. So he's all the studs. No, he's all of them. And then they broke up or something happened. And then he started talking to another girl, but he didn't realize she was a stud too.
Oh my God.
So now all his friends you're like a stud muffin. You like all the studs, and they think something's wrong.
No, bro, and it's kind of funny you said that because when I was in college, I took my friend to go get an abortion.
Yeah.
And then she went back there and she said, "Yo, Alyssa, everybody back there look like you."
What? You lying?
She said,
Studs out here getting pregnant?
Yo,
I ain't gonna hold you. I kind of had like a little. I don't know if I still have it. Like I kind of always. I feel like every guy. Like I could be completely wrong. Sometimes it's like, yo, I wonder what that's like to be with. Like, cause some of these studs out here, bro, they look good. They fine. Like, is there such thing as a feminine stud? Because I see those.
Yeah. So
and they're really, really attractive.
The spectrum is you have like a dyke.
Okay.
Right. A dyke,
that's like hardcore. That's the extreme.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's like a butch. Like that's all the way.
All the way
to
the extreme.
Your boobs down pretty much. Like you might around with your titties out.
So that's called a dyke. Okay.
Yeah, that's what a dyke is. And then you have a stud.
Okay, a stud.
Yeah, and then a feminine stud would be called a stem.
A stem.
Yeah, it's in the middle of a stud and a femme.
Okay, a stud and a femme. Okay.
A femme is a feminine woman who's gay.
Right.
And that's the spectrum of.
So you just I get it. I never heard those broken down like that. Yeah. I thought they were all the same.
Right.
But I understood visually. I noticed the difference.
Right.
I know the stud that I see. She looks like Manny Fresh. She been doing this for a long time. She dressed like me. But then I see more softer ones, but they're more trendy.
Yeah.
They're more chill, and they're still they still have somewhat feminine tendencies. Mannerisms and stuff like that. Yeah, and I ain't gonna hold you. Some of them, I'll be like, damn, man, it's crazy because I was like, damn, man, am I like a stud muffin? Do I like studs? Like, I don't know. Like, she's attractive, but it is what it is. So, is it like taboo? Because I'm not trying to put nobody's business out here because I done had some of them studs slide in my DMs.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're supposed to be doing that. Am I wrong? I was like, are you supposed to be over here? Or are you going, because I don't want to out them or nothing like that. Are you going to get in trouble for this? Like what's going on?
Yeah, so what's going to happen is that they're going to be called fake gay. And everybody's going to turn their back on them. And and this is what happens in the community.
Y'all turn your back on them?
No one really likes bisexuals, really. Right?
Y'all don't like bisexuals, okay? Yeah. Because they don't pick a side.
Yeah, I mean, I'm bisexual, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, but most people don't know what I actually label myself as. I'm bisexual, but I don't really date too many men. I just kind of have my relationships.
But you have your serious relationship with a woman.
Yeah, with women.
So you just have fun with the boys.
Yeah, I might have fun, but I would date men.
Right.
But boys.
But you wouldn't take men.
Yeah.
So would you take? So you would never take a man serious?
No, I'm open to it. It's just I haven't had the experience that made me want to yet.
Right.
It's and I'm not gonna hate on muscular.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but I do like my men pretty muscular, right?
Right.
But they usually be brain they are not able to stimulate me any intellectually at all.
Yeah.
And I'm it's literally never a balance. If they can't stimulate me intellectually, then their body is crappy. And then it's like, dang, if you go to the gym, do you lose all your brain cells or something?
Right. No, I have experience with that. So you would be considered a sapiosexual. You find attraction in intellect.
Exactly.
Right, but you still like balance as far as physical attraction as well.
Right.
No, I get that all the time because it's weird because I guess I have this very menacing look, and I look like I can't articulate myself. So most people judge or prejudge prejudice, right? Mm-hmm. We all do it. Right. It's not anything bad. So they look at me, and I understand I made myself. I'm a big black guy, bald, tattoo, braid, all this is muscles. I can look intimidating, and a lot of people sometimes are surprised that I can articulate myself. We can have a conversation about a multitude of different topics. Right. At first, it used to bother me. I used to be like, well, I had this one lady who's like, oh, wow, you're well spoken, and I'm just like, well, what the did you think this was? You know what I'm saying? But then, and then I had to kind of understand. I was like, y'all, you look at yourself. You probably don't look like you can put two words together. So now I kind of get a kick out of it, and it's kind of enjoyable. I was like, oh, okay, I can do both. Right. You know what I'm saying? I remember one chick I was dating a long time ago. She's like, you're kind of like, you have that Tupac with a degree. You know what I mean? You still have edge to you. You come from a certain place, but you still read. You still can articulate yourself and talk about politics, religion, finances, and be in different spaces. Right. And I think every man should be able to be in whatever room or space, or at least strive to be that way. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting. You know what I'm saying? I was wondering because it's some studs in there, man. It's like
they gonna get talked about. Like I kind of get away with it because I got baby hairs. You know what I'm saying?
The baby hairs is what's
right. But like they got the hairline in your DMs, yo.
Yeah.
They not claiming them no more.
They not claiming them no more?
Nah.
Damn. I don't know, man. I like them though. They cool. But it's interesting because I get along with a lot of them. Like we really be chopping it up. Yeah, like it's like, we talk about fitness, and I do understand the attraction, I guess, of the physicality and the masculinity. Mm-hmm. And because one of them I was cool with, we're still cool. She didn't like that sometimes women would be so emotional. She would really get a level of enjoyment. Man, I can just talk to, kick it. Exactly. It ain't so much emotion involved. You know what I'm saying? We can just have a simple conversation about a multitude of different things, and there's no emotion involved. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I think that was also some level of attraction. You know what I mean? But it's interesting. Shout out to all the studs, man. Yeah.
Shout out to the studs. And look, we about to go ahead and push some weights.
Yes, let's get to it.
So I really appreciate this talk.
Yeah.
I learned a lot about you. Every time I talk to you, I have a really great conversation.
Yeah, we have great conversations.
Yeah, but I learned so much, and thank you so much for coming on my show.
Yes.
And blessing the people.
Appreciate it.
Blessing the men out there and all the studs out there.
Shout out to all the studs, man.
Blessing all the studs too, man.
Yes, on Stud Muffin. Watch that show. Shout out to my boy, the lesbian homie, Big Job. But no, all seriousness, thank you for having me, man. I've known you for a little bit of time. And like I told you when I first met you, you were probably one of the most extraordinary people that I've met, especially you're so young, so full of life, energy, and value. And I've learned a lot from you. And I know your audience and the content that you provide, it helps a lot of people. So please continue to do what you do. And just thank you for having me.
Hey, let's go get this working.
Let's go. Let's go.
I wanted to work out with Thanos, and that's what I'm getting. And then had the audacity for it to be Arb Day.
Don't worry, we can eat afterwards. One more. Good shit, I got you.
What the hell?
That's what I'm talking about. I want you to feel every one. Every one. Come on. That's bull. Kobe, let's go. Let's grow.
Let's grow.
Let's go. Right there. Slow down. 2, 3. Remember that business that you had, it didn't grow overnight. It took its time, so you got to take your time with this. You know how it is, treat it like a lady. Sometimes we like to go in there too fast. Sometimes you gotta caress her. You gotta have foreplay. You know what I'm saying? And then when you in, then you the shit out of her. Learn her. There you go. Squeeze that at the bottom.
Yeah, she ain't going nowhere.
There it is. Hold on to it. There it is.
She locked in.
She locked in. Boom. Keep going. You got more. Keep going. Good work, bro. Good work. One more. Good job. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Come on, big guns.
I'm big guns.
You the big guns out here. Let's get them to go. There it is. Remember, you in control. That's
I'm in control.
You tell it what to do.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
In the words of goddamn C.T. Fletcher, I tell you when to grow. Now grow. Let's fucking, that's what I'm talking about. Let go.
Do everything to get muscles, but pick up some damn weight.
There it is.
Your boys some content creators.
Yeah, baby. This is where the work is. Anything worth having, you got to work hard for it. Good shit. Good big dog.
In the bed, look, you can't have this Thanos on your shoulder if it ain't looking like a boulder.
Nah, man. You know, that's that. Listen, man. You know, we was talking on the podcast earlier. You know, Thanos like my daddy, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to be like. That's my hero. That's my hero. You feel me? You guys got great work ethic. Obviously, you do your thing when it comes to other spaces, when it comes to business and creating content. But there's a lot of work to be done in here as well.
For sure. So I feel like there's one workout that I can do that you can't do.
Talk to me. I'm out. Man, are you crazy? Can I hold on to something?
Yeah, I can't do
So hold on, what did you just do? You went like this?
Pistol squat, yeah. With one leg out. Yeah, one leg out, and then it's a squat with the other leg. You need some balance, man.
Hell no.
I'm going against a bunch of content creators. They too busy creating the wrong M's. They creating memes, they need to be creating muscles. I'm in here getting right. It's a challenge, but without no challenge, there's no change. Right? And if it ain't hurting, it ain't working.
Yes, sir.
So I came in here with one of the big dogs. Make sure it hurt.
Who want to be normal? That, man, separate yourself from everybody else. That's what's gonna make you extraordinary. I ain't never heard nobody say, oh, I just want to fit in. I just want to be regular. I want to be normal. Where you at, baby? Nah, we want to be the best version of ourselves. We want to be extraordinary. Who want to be normal? Not me. You gonna win this challenge?
No, easy.
Let's go get this challenge.
Wait. Ian, I'm gonna get your challenge.
Let's go, baby.
Let's get it.
Let's go. Come on. Come on, Cole. You got it. Let's go. Let's go.
You think y'all got a chance?
Let's go. Come on.
You think y'all got a chance?
Come on, work. Good bro. My dog. Good fucking workout, bro.
Hey, so make sure y'all tap in, like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, because if you're like me and you're trying to reach that next level and you want to be inspired like other people like me and MJ, then you're going to tap in with me and MJ 3000.
Missing out if you ain't tapped in. A lot of great, valuable content from my homie. Tap in.
Tap in or get wrapped in. Let go.